Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 156, Six Figure Live. Let me go ahead and get this thing balanced out here. My name is Ben Hartley with Style and Story Creative, Six Figure Photography, gathering an audience. How is everyone on this fine Friday? We're starting to roll into season here, starting to shoot some weddings. Stephen Lowe's going to be shooting a wedding on Sunday. Anyone else shooting? Let me know if you're shooting this weekend. I'll be excited if you are. We'll let some people get in here. What's going on? If this is your first time joining, say hi, leave a comment, thumbs up, leave some love. I would love to know who's here. I'm going to go ahead and jump in, start today's episode. For those of you who are joining, here we go. Okay, cool. You guys, welcome to episode 156 of Six Figure Live. My name's Ben Hartley with Style and Story Creative and Six Figure Photography, and I am at my house right now. Up in Delaware, just north of Columbus area. Fridays, I stay home, I work from home, especially that the twins are going to be here, who knows, pretty much any time now, who knows. And so we're just hanging out in the guest room. That's what we're up to. You guys, if this is your first time joining, welcome. Thanks for being here. Please say hi, please leave comments. I would love to see who's here. And let me know. Let me know how you found me, by the way. That's what's fascinating to me. I love how this stuff spreads. As we're talking about spreading, please share this. If you find this valuable, if you find any of these videos valuable, please share this out. Like my whole MO, and the reason I make these videos is to help encourage and inspire the photographers every single day, Monday through Friday, to show up and inspire you guys and to motivate you guys. Even if my words are motivating, just to see that there's someone else out there who's working and trying to build their business as well. And so some of these videos are super rah-rah. Some of these videos are very practical, very much just kind of getting your hands dirty and moving the needle forward. This is going to be a little bit of a different one. I've got a bag here that I want to talk about. I did an unboxing, so to speak, of this bag, and I've been on the search for like the perfect camera bag, and I've been trying all kinds of things out. And so I just want to show you guys what I ended up settling on and do like a full kind of behind the scenes review of this bag, why I chose it, some of the things that I really like about it, some of the things that maybe could be a little bit better. And so we're going to take a look at it. It's like one of the hottest camera bags that hit in 2016. A lot of photographers are really just getting their hands on it now in 2017. And so hopefully this will help give you guys a little bit of insight. Let's just jump right in and take a look. Amy, what's up? Dad, what's going on? All right, let's take a look. I'm going to turn this thing around. So I'm talking about the Everyday Camera Backpack by Peak Designs. And this is the 20 liter, right? So there's two different sizes for starters. There's a 20 liter and a 30 liter. And so we're going to take a look at each of them here. We'll take a look at the one here. Amy, what's up, girl? All right, so this is the bag. This is the Peak Design, like I said, Everyday Backpack. I ended up, the original one that I tested, there's two different colors on this. There's a darker kind of gray, and then there's this lighter gray. I like the lighter gray because the handles are leather, which is just a subtle detail that I really liked. On the darker gray, I liked the gray more, but the handles were just the, whatever it is, it's like that seatbelt material. Anyhow, so I'm going to talk about a couple quick things about this bag. You guys, I've done my research. Please, hold on. Please, you guys. I've done my research. I've tried out so many bags. I've been at this for a few months. That's why I haven't done a full review yet, because I wasn't sure what my final verdict was going to be. I put this through the ringer. I've brought on weddings. I brought it on engagement shoots. And to be quite honest, after using it for a while, I was looking for another bag that had a different look. One of the things that I'll just start with this. One of the things that I wasn't a huge fan of was the aesthetic. It's very modern. It's very, I don't know if it's modern, I guess. And I was looking for something that had a little bit more of that like classic leather look, you know, like an Ona bag. Ona's a great example. I'm trying to think of maybe another example. I'm failing to come up with one right now. But like Ona, right? It's like a genuine leather bag. It's going to last you a lifetime. Just that nice raw brown leather. I was really looking for something like that. But every single time I would find one that I thought would work out. Just from an ergonomic standpoint, from a functionality standpoint, nothing at all could compare to this thing. And so let's talk about that. Okay, so anyhow, I did put that out there. For starters, one of the things that I love is whenever you go to pick this thing up, let's just start with that, right? So there's two handles, and it's the most subtle thing ever, but whenever I go to grab the bag, if it's here, or if it's just thrown in the back seat of my car, having this handle just to grab it like that, it literally makes a ton of difference. And so having those two, the top handle and the side handle, is freaking amazing. The next thing I love about it is you're going to notice right now, you guys, there's really nothing in the bag, and it stays, like, I love how, I guess I'm going to use the word dense. I really love how dense it is. It's just compact and it's dense and it holds its form. So even right now with nothing in it, it keeps its form and it stays upright. There's some of these bags that are kind of like more, I think it's called like a rucksack or something, that it's like a canvas bag that would just essentially fall down, right? And I want something that has a certain structure to it when you lean it up against something or etc. Catherine and Devin Brush, I love this backpack. I took it to Hawaii, High on Life, and then California, and then Horseshoe Bend the last few weeks. Has been amazing. Awesome. Devin, glad you've had the same experience that I've had. Okay, so let's start with just that. Structurally, that's what I like about it. I like the handles, I like the structure. Let's keep going and talk a little bit more about form from an outside perspective before we move our way in. The straps here, again, this is like, it's stuff that like you really don't think about until you start wearing a bag on a wedding or you start using it continually. One of the things that I really like is this hinge right here. It's so subtle, but the fact that it's not a rigid hinge that stays out like that, it allows it to adjust not only to different body types, different, yeah, I guess it's body types, but also when you go to pick it up, it's gonna just move with you a little bit more. And so from a comfort standpoint, I really like that as well. Durability wise, this area here is padded. Maybe it could use a little bit more, but maybe, I don't know, it could start to get a little bulky. I found it very comfortable. Okay, so like I said, this is the smaller of the two. This is the 20 liter, and that begins with maybe the potential first pitfall. If you're gonna use this as your main bag for cameras on an actual wedding day, I think if you're going SLR, it's gonna be too small, right? So I think realistically, if I were to open this latch up, realistically, you're gonna maybe get your camera with a lens right there, and then down on the bottom here, we'll pull off the side, you'd end up maybe being able to get, you know, with an SLR, probably 2 lenses, maybe 3 lenses, right? And so, and that's not, I mean, yeah, I just think is too tight for that, right? And so even for me, with a mirrorless using, I'm on the Fuji system, mirrorless, small little lenses, it's just right for about the camera and 4 lenses, but that's mirrorless. And so a camera and 4 lenses, that's filling it, right? It's going to be pretty much filled up at that point. And again, look, hold on, let me turn back. The company is going to claim that it can fit an SLR body with a grip, 3 flashes, and a bunch of lenses, but it's like, yeah, I guess it can, but again, from just a standpoint of, is it comfortable? Does it actually feel like things are like too tight and getting really jammed in there? I didn't feel comfortable doing that. For me, doing a mirrorless camera with 4 lenses felt right. Again, this backpack, it's called the Everyday Backpack, and so I've really decided to end up using this as my from home to work, my commute with my personal gear, right? And so typically I'm just going to have my little mirrorless camera on it with just a couple lenses, okay? And so that's because I went to the smaller route. Now, I did try out the 30 liter. Looks like Devin has the 30 liter who's in the chat right now. The 30 liter, Devin's right, it's huge. It's just so big. One of the things I just loved about this is it's so compact, right? I talked about how dense it is. It's so compact and dense, and you can just throw it over your shoulder, move quickly in or out of a vehicle. And I felt like the 30 was just, you just got encumbered by it. But again, if you're gonna go the route of a 30 liter bag, then I think you should probably just go to like an airport security think tank bag that you can, just roll, or you could stow, in an airplane. The thing again that I like about this is going back to how compact it is. There's certain flights that my airport security bag can't fit into. And this bag would be able to go in any overhead bin, even the smallest, lightest, jankiest planes, right? Okay, cool. So now let's take a look at a couple of the features that I like about it. So they talk a lot about the ergonomics, so they definitely did their thinking. From an ergonomic standpoint, it's got a tension thing here with this like elastic kind of band, right, that like pulls out. But it also has a clasp here that clasps onto these different like ladder steps, and it's magnetic, so you can hear it. which is, it just feels right. It just feels amazing. And so what this allows you to do is, to start right now, it's going to be all the way closed like that, which is going to give it a really narrow profile. But let's say you started to fill this top part up. As you fill it up, it's going to clasp higher and higher up, and the bag will become a little bit wider at the top, right? For the most part, for all my use, it tends to just stay right there at about the top kind of joint. Okay, so now you're going to notice you've got two side openings right here. The two side openings are identical, but it's all in the subtleties, you guys. It's all in the subtleties, because one of the best things about it is the fact that you have a bottom zipper and you have a top zipper. And once you start to know this bag and really get to know it and get to know where you put your stuff, you're going to know that, you know, when facing the bag a certain way on the bottom left-hand side is what you need to get access to. And it's going to give you the ability just to open just up to there and pull that, you know, whatever it is out. It's such a little thing, but man, I've already noticed how much I'm grateful that I've got two different zippers there. As we're talking about the zippers, there's some nice things in regards to a camera bag that it has. Number one is it's got this little like anti-theft tag here that you would end up taking this and you would loop it around. Let's say you could loop it around this little vinyl strap right here, and then close it up. And it's just going to keep someone from tampering with your bag, because they're really going to have to work for it in order to pull it down. I don't really use that because I don't worry. Okay, let's keep talking about the outside of the bag. Again, I keep discussing how much I like how dense it is and how compact it is, right? Check it out. Okay, so even though everything is staying nice and tight on the sides, this is a fully opening kind of side pouch here, because they made this little Velcro thing, or not Velcro, but they made this elastic actually retract down into the bag. It's really fascinating the way it goes, and so when it's not being used, it keeps it super tight in close to the bag like this, which is awesome. But then you could take, you know, let's say something like a water bottle and shove a water bottle down in there, or in my situation, I've got a gummy bear wrapper, right? But I love that, again, because it stays so tight, it stays so dense, and then you can shove a bunch of stuff into that if you want to go that route. Okay, cool. Let's open up the bag. Now, from the side standpoint here, like I said, this gets a little interesting, because once you open up the bag entirely from both sides, you can essentially see all the way through it, right? So you just have identical access points there. I'm going to pull out all this stuff so you guys can see what I'm up to in here. Okay. Wait for it, wait for it. Right, so both sides are open, right? So the way that this works, and there's again subtleties here, is you have these modular kind of Velcro things that can come in or out, these little inserts. Now right off the bat, inserts are common in bags, but something that I really appreciate are the angles and the guidelines. It's a subtlety thing, but man, it makes a difference. Because down here, when I want to go and I want to make, do you guys ever go to put your Velcro pieces in a bag and they're like not quite straight? I love all the angles that I get to see here, making sure that these lines line up, this vertical line lines up. Same thing at the top of it, and so it just helps to know which side you know, do you want to go up to this one, halfway up it, etc., etc. The really cool thing is, and you've seen I've done it here, there's a modular system where I can divide the bag in two based off of just bringing that down. And it is rigid enough, you guys. I will use this to separate a lens, so I'll put a lens here, and then I'll turn around, and on the back side I'll have a lens there. And this is, it's like slightly, it's a padded surface, and it's a rigid surface, and it really does get the job done. And so it's truly genius what they ended up doing with it. It's like a little origami kind of setup, and so I think that's super cool about it. Anyhow, you have an extra one that I ended up not using, and so I just laid it in the bottom of the bag to give the bottom of the bag essentially extra durability. But you could even further separate. Let's say you could take that one and you could put it up here. What I ended up wanting to do is leave this top section of the bag as my main kind of like backpack area that I will just throw stuff in or out of, and I'll get quick access to it. I'll show you real fast. Wait for it. This is tricky to do on my own. I need some help. Okay, so then that way, the side pouches are for things that I'm going to have buried, but again, on an everyday standpoint, up here is where I'd maybe throw a book I'm reading, right? like that book over there. I throw a book I'm reading in there. I throw my headphones in there. I just throw anything I'd want, you know, to just drop in there real fast. And then meanwhile, down here on the sides is going to be something like maybe some lenses or like a charger for a laptop or something that I'm not going to need to get out right away. All right, let's talk about these little side pouches right here. Side pouches. So these side pouches, there's two on either side, and they are also identical, right? So side pouch is little wings. When we open these up, we're gonna see a very similar kind of setup. Again, I like the way that they ended up just thinking about the little things. They kind of color-coded it in a way. So we've got like a black tab, a red tab, and then over here, as we're looking at this, you know, up here we've got a black tab, red tab. And so like I could always know in my mind, red tab is for used memory cards, black tab is available. Again, as I keep talking about how dense things are, these are nice and tight to the thing, but they do allow you to get your fingers in there and to reach all the way in and get stuff going. So yeah, so that's cool. We use them. I'll just shove like maybe credit cards in there on a wedding day. I'll shove memory cards in here. On this side, there's nothing really in there, but you could do like pens, pencils, that kind of stuff. For me, I've got like a card reader, got some quick cash if I need something super quickly along there. Okay, cool. Let's see what else. Hold on one second. Let's zip this up. Hey, go get mommy. B, say hi.
Hi.
Hi, world. It's my daughter, B. This is the perks of working from home. Hey, Leslie, come get B, please. Okay. Okay, a couple other things that we need to talk about before I let you guys go. Let me think. The laptop section is really, really awesome. And this is something that I really value because I value my laptop. I think as a photographer, your computer is probably going to be, in my opinion, the most important investment that you make because you're going to be on it the most. And so having a bag that is really intelligent and smart about the way that it uses the laptop is super important. So can you please come grab it for me? Okay, cool. So let's see. Okay, so let me turn this around. Okay, so the bag has a couple different ways that it ends up getting divided. So just the laptop pouch here is it's just a zipper on top, right? Okay, so a couple things I like. There's 3 different sections in here. There's the main one, that's for your laptop. It has a soft microfiber cloth here that the bag slides into. But the cool thing I like is, if you can notice, it has this angle down in there that allows you to slip a tablet in there. So if you want to drop an iPhone in there, or if you want to drop, like in my situation, I've got a Kindle. So the Kindle goes into this one, bloop, and then the laptop goes into this one, and it's padded and it's microfiber cloth there. So it allows you to have a smaller device and the laptop. Then my other thing that I love doing is this top area is just where I like to put my quick access things that are just like, I can just jumble in here. So some headphones, pocket knife, thumb drive, solid state hard drive, just like some quick little things that I always know are right here at the top of the bag. I can just grab them super fast. Kindle, and then laptop. Make sense? But it's the little thing of having the separation here with laptop and a Kindle or you know, some sort of other tablet device that I really enjoy about it. I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and so even the smaller bag, the 20-liter, will fit a 15-inch MacBook Pro in it. It's snug, it goes right down it, but it'll hold it just fine. Okay, cool. Let me see here. I think I hit on all the main kind of stuff that at least excites me. I know this bag has a lot of stuff. Exactly, Angela. Lipstick, pocket knives, pacifiers, you know, the usual. Okay, let me throw it on for you guys real fast because I do have one complaint that I need you guys to hear. Or see. All right. So bag is on. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things here. You can tighten this right here, right? And then you can loosen it with these things. So loosens with this thing, tightens down here. So tighten. Emily, what's up? So tightens here, loosens. So the way that you end up using this, like when I wore this, I actually wore it on a wedding, right? So I wore the bag with me the entire wedding. It works really great for an engagement shoe. When you want to, it works kind of like a little shoe sling, where you just take one thing off, and with this, you then have your lenses in those pouches. This thing I didn't zip up, but you then have your lenses down in here that you can just quickly grab a lens, put it back on, right, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of cool. I used it on an engagement session. I used it on a wedding like that, and it was great. So that's fantastic. The only thing is, when you keep doing that, when you keep loosening or taking that off, and you swing this around, what ends up happening is these straps end up slowly loosening over time, right? And so you start going on the wedding day and the bag is starting to sag back because you didn't realize it, but these straps started to loosen over time. And so that's my one thing is the loosening and tightening mechanism here, it tends to slowly loosen. But man, if that's the only complaint, it's really not much of one relative to the whole bag. Okay, so a couple other things. Up here, you're going to notice this little clip here, this little clasp. So with this, I can take it, I can disconnect it, and I can bring it over, and I can tighten it across here. I don't think I did the correct level, but I can tighten it across here and then tighten that so I have a little thing. And then I can loosen it with one hand as well. You can bring this lower. It just disconnects right here because that was probably a little high. So I can bring this thing lower and have that come across my body on a different height like that, and it just gives you that added security. If you're going to do long trekking, if this is going to be more of like a backpack kind of a trip. So that's cool. I never use it because it's just got like a mirrorless camera and a laptop in it. But one of the things that they did talk about that, again, it's like, does this really matter, is how you can do it with one hand. So I can take this off with one hand and then move it over here. I guess you could, but you got two hands usually. So so there's that. And then the only other thing that this I've never seen done elegantly, you guys, I've never seen this done elegantly, is when you want to attach something to the back across the backpack or at the bottom, it does have the ability to do that. When I say I've never seen it done elegantly, is the one elegant thing is the straps are hidden in here. So this is just a magnetic thing here. And it's just like, again, it just keeps it nice and dense, but in here there's a magnet, it keeps it close. And you can pull these straps out. And these straps you could crisscross, okay? So you could crisscross these and hold a tripod in here. It just never really works out. Like the tripod always ends up sliding out. But I will say this, the thing that I love is I can literally like shove them back in here and hide them, and you don't ever see them. I really don't like bags that just have like janky, weird straps that dangle off of it at all times. And so I love that I can just hide them right back into that area. Same thing with the sides. You could hold a tripod, monopod, a light stand on the side of this, a skateboard on the side. Same thing. You're just going to have a little guy that hides right back into this pouch that you can just pull out quickly. So anyhow, really, you guys, in conclusion, man, I literally tried to find a bag because I didn't want to buy this one. I didn't want to buy it because it was too modern looking. I was like, because I want to wear a suit on a wedding. Hey, what's up, Frederick? I want to wear a suit on a wedding. I like, there's something about this that was like, it was too, it's too modern. And so I looked for every possible option out there. And literally, you guys, every single one, I'd be like reading reviews on it. I'd be like trying it on, and they'd be like, you know what bag you probably should get? The Everyday Backpack by Peak Design. Or the review would be like, this bag fell apart in a day. Just go get the Everyday Backpack, which is the last thing. It's waterproof, or like water resistant. Water is going to be falling off of this, so you don't need to put like, you know, some bags you get like, it includes essentially like a vinyl trash bag that you put over top of it. Because you have time to do that when it starts to rain. You don't need to worry about this because it's water-resistant material that's going to beat up and fall off of it. And so from that standpoint, it's been amazing. From a durability standpoint, I'm so hard on my stuff, you guys, and it's held up amazing so far. So I think it's an amazing bag that you should go get. Renee says this versus the side pouches. I tried backpacks but found the side pouches easier to access. Renee, great question. I think you just have to understand your needs. I really like a backpack because I want to put a lot of stuff in it. And so for me, it's not just about having a shoot sack of lenses. For me, this is about my laptop, headphones, books, Kindle, a camera, lenses, What else? My charger, like that, my stupid huge charging brick for my laptop, right? My webcam for these videos. So like, there's a ton of stuff that I want to put in it, and so for me, a backpack just makes a lot of sense. So that's why I went that route. It sounds like, look, if all you really need is that side pouch, easier to access for like lenses, then by all means, that sounds great. So more of a travel item than a workday shoot. Yeah, Renee, I think so. I think it's definitely, I would put in the category of travel kind of a thing that you can bring into a work shoot. Like I said, I used it on a wedding day, use it on an engagement shoot. But for the most part, when I think about this bag, I literally do think about it as the everyday bag. I think about it as you load it up with all the stuff you want to take to work, camera and lenses included, right? And you go to work with your laptop and you have all your other stuff in it and you can come home. But at the same time, you could load it up for an engagement session or a wedding. I think at this point, I'm going to primarily just use it as my back and forth, personal gear, computer, books, all that kind of stuff. So, oh, God. Hopefully that review was helpful for you guys, and this gave you a better idea of what you want to do with it. Again, I go 20 liter. I know Devin in the chat went 30. I think 30 makes sense if you are going to try to really, you got a ton of gear, you got a lot of stuff that you need to load up. But I would probably just go airport security bag if you're going to go for a bag that big. So you guys feel free to message me if you have any follow-up questions that you have about this bag that you want me to answer. It ended up being that I bought one. My buddy bought one. Stephen Lowe bought one. Like at this point, like none, and that you guys understand, none of us wanted to buy it because now we all have the same damn bag, and we all wanted to be the cool guy who didn't get the everyday Peak Design backpack. That we found something else, but none of us could get away from it. Every single one of us is like, this is the bag. I can't find a better bag. So, okay, you guys, I appreciate you. I didn't do Q&A Friday today because I wanted to get this review out to you guys. A quick little heads up for everyone who's joining, you guys, for my faithful followers, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys. If this is your first time or one of the first few that you've seen me, thanks for being here. I try to do these videos every Monday through Friday. I want to give you a quick heads up. Next week, on Tuesday and on Thursday, I've got all-day photo shoots. And so Tuesday and Thursday, do not expect to hear from me. I just want to give you guys that expectation because I've committed to this. And at the same time, sometimes work happens. So Tuesday and Thursday of next week, I won't be going live for you guys because I'll be an all-day shoot. And then as well, Baby Watch 2017 is happening. It is real. And so there's just going to be a certain time that's going to come where I'm going to have to pull the plug for a little bit and really step up to the plate, take care of these twins. And so as I'm sure you guys understand that and love Grace. So anyhow, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up. Feel free to ask me questions about that bag, practical questions. If you want to see anything else, maybe I missed something, feel free to let me know if I missed something. And I'd love to get those answers to you guys. So keep working hard, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up. Have a great weekend. Hope you're shooting in this beautiful weather. At least in Ohio, it's actually beautiful today. All right, bye, you guys.